Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I am so glad you're here today. Here in Michigan, it's still been summer. We've been in the 80s over the weekend. It's cooling off a bit now, it's a little more seasonable, but I like the warm weather. You guys know that about me. So anyway, before we get started, we got our housekeeping. And I've got an announcement, but first of all, housekeeping. If you like my video, please share my video. Comment, share down in the comments, and you will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week, I made 3 different Christmas cards using the Memories and More card pack. That was 1. That was 2. That was 3. Because she shared my video, she commented, shared, and her name was randomly chosen. Natalie Robinson will be getting one of these cards. So Natalie, I'll get that out to you this week. I really do appreciate that you help me with my small business. Even if you can't share my video, if you'd at least give me a heart. Facebook likes hearts better than thumbs up. It helps me be seen on the algorithm. Doesn't cost you any money, just takes you seconds to do it, and it helps me be seen more. So I really do appreciate that. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. And once you do, please click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually on Monday evenings. I'm sorry. All of a sudden I have a tickle in my throat. I hate when that happens. Okay, announcement I have. I don't know if you've seen, Stampin' Up! is offering probably the best starter kit special I have ever seen. At least in my 9 years with Stampin' Up!, this is the best price. For $35, you can choose $125 in product. For $99, you could choose $189 in product. They've never done anything that's been this good a deal. So you don't have to sell anything. You don't have to buy anything anymore, but if you do, you get at least a 20% discount on your products. So you don't, again, you don't have to sell anything. You could be your own customer. But if you want to run a small business, have the ability to do some stamping events with your friends, this is a good deal. So if you'd like more information on that, if you'd like to join my Moxie Stampers team, please get in touch with me, and I would love to talk to you a little bit more about it. It's a very low pressure team. But anyway, okay, we're going to go on to the next thing, and that is our project for today. We're going to do another Christmas card. So I'm going to change the view to my hands, and we will get started. I've changed the lighting a little bit to try to eliminate some shadow over here, so we'll see how it works. Okay, let me start out. I'm going to be using today the Ornamental Christmas bundle. And I just realized I forgot to grab my mini stamping emboss machine, so let me grab that real quick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we're using this stamp and die set today. It is available in the, I think this might be an online exclusive rather than a catalog item. Honestly, let me see. Yeah, this one's actually an online exclusive set. I'm also going to be using these dies, the branching out dies. They are part of a bundle with a coordinating stamp set. I didn't buy the stamp set. I just wanted the dies because I liked these dies here. But you know what? We're going to be using these today. So we'll put this off to the side. Now, this is part of a suite. It also comes with the Modern Christmas 12x12 Specialty Designer Series paper. Now, I understand this is not everybody's aesthetic, especially Christmas aesthetic, but I love it. to me, it's just so fun. So each paper has one side with some gold embellishments. I gotta tell you, I made 50 cards for a swap using this Fa La La. That is exactly how much I had paper for. So that's all that this is one of the papers that has these gold berries, like holly, I guess, on one side that says Fa La La on the other. We're gonna be using this. This piece has got the striped on one side and this kind of spotted on the other side. Every time I see this, I have to do a double take because I have a blouse that has that pattern on it. It looks just like my blouse. So anyway, it makes me laugh. So we're going to be using this piece today also. It's black with gold stars, and then it's black with white trees. Pretty, pretty, pretty. This one is a black and white plaid. This side is really pretty, gold with white ornaments. Just wonderful. I love this paper. These are circles, black, white, gold. You know what it reminds me of mid-century or earlier bath tiles, kind of. You know, those bath tiles you'd see in an old bathroom, maybe from the 30s, 40s, 50s. The back looks like that. Not so fond of that, but it could serve you well. There's another piece of that. I like these too, black and white and gold trees. You could fussy cut these out with your scissors. You could use a die to cut it out. The black is white with black polka dots. And let's see, I think that might be it. I think that's all the different papers, yeah, because we showed you some of that. So this is what we're going to be using today. Again, I understand this is not everybody's aesthetic, but the cards I'm showing you today, remember, you can do this with any designer series paper. So just, you don't like this paper, that's cool. Use something else, something you like more, maybe something you already have in your stash. We will also be using some gold foil sheet. Always pretty, it goes with our, the gold in the designer series paper. And we will also be using the black and white and gold baker's twine that's part of that suite. Yay. And I think that is all. Oh, here's the card I made. I made about 50 of these for a swap. This is the one. So that I used up almost all of my Fa La La paper. So what do you think? You know what? You could switch this out, do a different designer series papers and utilize this layout. So simple. Let me put this out of the way. But today we are going to make this card. And yes, this is heat embossing. We're going to do some of that today, okay? So let's get started here. It's not dilly-dally anymore. Okay, our base is 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. This is the thick Whisper White cardstock, okay? Perfect weight for a card base. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. Let's do some die cutting here. I've already die cut out the gold pieces, the tops to the ornaments and these little embellishments here. I've already done that. And it just happened that I had scraps of gold foil. I never throw that stuff away. But I had some scraps that had adhesive sheet on the back of it already. So it was perfect for this. Now we're going to start out, I think, cutting out those pieces in the back. Kind of the frame. Let me find these. And I think these are the two dies I used. Let me double check here. Is this the large one? Let's see here. Hold on, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, we're going with it. So the two dies I am using out of this set, they're one step from each other. And they're from the smallest, they're number 2 and number 3. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it. We're gonna say that's the truth today. Okay, so the large one is going to be the black cardstock. Where is my top? There we go. It's kind of hard to do this sitting down. Sometimes I have to stand up to do this because I just need the leverage. Okay, so there's that piece. I'll put this over here. And here is a piece of the Designer Series paper. It's like 2.5 inches wide. Put in, I got something on that cardstock, or on that Designer Series paper, and I don't know why. And I love that this plaid is at a diagonal. It just adds so much more interest to the card, rather than being just a straight horizontal and vertical. Okay, that's those. Now we are going to cut out our ornaments, okay? These are all the dies. See, these are the dies that I used to cut out these little embellishments right here, little doodads. These are the dies for the top of the ornaments, okay? But like I said, I already have those cut out. What am I doing? This one. And like I said, this color combo may not be your Christmas aesthetic, and that is okay. Okay, now we're going to put this right here. Let me put that on there. And we're going to cut out one of these striped ornaments that just barely fits in there. So I didn't cut this down because by doing it this way, it allows me to use my paper more efficiently by being able to stagger them a little bit. So I know what I want to do though. I'm going to have to move this over just a little because the paper is a little wide. You can see it's a little bit wider than my plates, but you know what? It'll be okay. I'll probably only go, we'll go all the way through. It just kind of curled up the side of the paper a little bit. Okay, there's that. Perfect. Put that away. I try to put them back on their cards right away so they don't get lost. Okay, and I think we are done with the die cutting. I do this with my big machine too, but I always put my plates in a stack, store it put them in upside down, and it helps them stay flat and they curl less. So that's a little tip. If you don't do it, you should give it a try and see. Because those are the same plates I had for when that machine first came out, and I wasn't storing them that way, and you know, they were starting to curl. Okay. Sorry, another drink there. I felt a tickle coming on. So we're just going to start assembling this. We're going to put this right on the black, this plaid piece. Now, in some of these patterns could be used for more masculine cards rather than a Christmas, card. So think out of the box. Just think out of the box a little bit, and you'd probably be surprised at the ways that you could use this Designer Series paper. Okay, let's put this, try to put it in the middle. Okay, good. There's that. Now remember I said I had already cut out or die cut my little gold pieces because it was some scrap stuff and it already had card or adhesive sheet on the back. So we're gonna see if we can get these off here without too much trouble. That side came off easy, but this was up. There we go, there's that. Okay, I'm gonna put that right on top. I do have to, some, you know, with our foils, our big sheets of foil paper, you do have to use some care because you can mar the gold surface of the paper or the shiny surface with like your fingernail, or by putting something on heavy on top of it that might, you know, leave an indentation, things like that. So there's that. Now I wanted to play with this for just a second and see if I wanted to put the black ornament behind with this one on top. And you know, I kind of like that better. Oops, sorry guys. I kind of like that better. I think I'm going to try that way this time. So we're going to put this one down. Oops, that's a little bit crooked there. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody's going to notice it's crooked because it's going to be a bit hidden. But there we go. Okay, and this one I want to use, where's my dimensionals at? Let's get some of these edges. This is where I like to use the edges when I have a narrow piece. Whoops. Like that. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. So we're going to put this one, let me see, about like that, I think. Now, because I have the lighter one, you know, this one I used the white baker's twine. It's in on the dark ornament. So since we've switched, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the black baker's twine. So we're gonna do a bow. Again, I've tried to show you these before. So just make little bunny ears with it like this, okay? Just like that. And then you're going to tie them. Hold on, I gotta get my fingers right. Just tie the loops as if they were one of your shoelaces. There we go. See, and just pull it through. Then you just kind of finesse it a little bit to get it the size that you want. And it makes a nice tight knot when you tighten it up. Again, I'm kind of playing with what size I want my loops. I'm going to trim this off here. Whoops, didn't go all the way. And because I left it on my spool, that's all I'm wasting. So that's why I try to do that when I can. And we are going to take a glue dot off of here. We'll put the glue dot right up here and put the baker's twine right there. Okay, we're getting there. Actually, that's kind of pretty, but we're not done yet. We're going to put some of these around. Again, I cut these out with the dies from the bundle. This has adhesive sheet on the back. I'm trying to get it off. There we go. There's one. Like I said, some of these have two pieces because it's, you know, there were two pieces of adhesive sheet used to cover the back. So, but yeah, you can get quite a bit out of these adhesive sheets, like I said, or the gold foil. I usually save the little pieces that are left because you'd be surprised how often they do come in handy. So, but there was a class a couple months ago I did where everybody had die cut gold. So anyway, now just the last thing is our sentiment. Okay, we're gonna put this up here, and we're gonna do one of my favorite things, which is heat embossing. Okay, so if you haven't done this before, you're gonna fall in love with this. If you have, you'll be excited to do it again. So I'm gonna take a piece of cardstock. I'm gonna take, this is my embossing buddy, and what it has a little bit of powder in it, and what it does is it keeps the embossing powder from sticking where I don't want it. Okay, and you'll see, it'll make sense to you as you see this. So this is Versamark. Versamark is clear ink. I'm gonna stamp on here. You won't really see anything except maybe a little shine where I stamp this, okay? So I'm inking that up. I'm gonna stamp that on there. Okay. Let me show you here. I don't know, can you, let me see if I turn this a little bit sideways. I'm trying. You can't really, I can see it, but you can't. There you can see a little bit. See the Merry Christmas? Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the magic. This is our Wow embossing powder. This is the gold metallic. There's 3 metallics in the pack. I think it's gold, silver, and I don't know what the third color is. But then what you do is you pour your embossing powder over where you've done your stamping with Versamark, and look at that. So there's something with that corner of that top part of that stamp. I keep getting a little glob there. I don't know. Okay, so let me blow. I'm gonna blow. I try to blow a lot of some of the extra off, but you can see I don't have any stray. I don't have any stray embossing powder on that. So now the magic happens. We're gonna take the heat gun. Okay, the heat gun is what it is. It's hot. You can burn the paper. You can burn the embossing powder. But what I do is you'll watch me do this, and you'll watch the magic. But I'll start where the S is, and I'll just leave it there. And once the embossing or the heat gun gets hot enough, you'll see that the gold starts to melt. And when I start to see that, then I slowly move it across the image to melt, okay? I don't know if you can see that. There you go. I don't know. There you can see the shine on it. Before it was flat. So, and that's how you heat emboss. That was the first technique I learned when I first started stamping, and it's one of my favorites. So for this card, I just kind of fussy cut it out around the words, and I already did that because I didn't want to take up too much of your time. And we're going to put it right in there. Probably should have waited to put that down until I was ready to put the sentiment on, but it looks like we're good on time. You know, and I tried this sentiment a couple different ways. I tried putting it on a circle. It didn't look right. I tried putting it on different shapes. Didn't look right. This is actually what looked the best to me. So let me get my reverse tweezers here. This just helps me place it and keeps my big fat fingers out of the way. Oops, let's move up here. The key to fussy cutting, though, is moving the paper, not the scissors. So say you're right-handed, you're moving your paper, not your scissors, okay? But look at that, we are done. Now, which one do you like? Do you like the stripes on top or the stars on top? Let me know. Okay, everybody, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye, everybody.